Hi guys, hi, SugarTits here. Thanks for joining us. Today I've got Josh Wade, professional funny cunt comedian. Say hi, Josh.
Hello. I like professional. I don't know about that, but you know, I do say cunt a lot.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's true. Well, you've been doing the comedy gig for a long time, haven't you? Say that
yeah,
you're.
long enough. Long enough.
Mm.
Like I think about it, I go, fuck, it has been a long time, but it's just weird being called professional when, it's just something that I don't have a certificate for it. A doctor is
I,
a professional.
I just like that. I don't know. I think I like that professional funny cunt. That should
Yeah.
be like on. You chuck that on your resume.
It adds some like regalness to it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh fucking hell. So, what you've been up to? You've been doing some feminist podcasting lately. I saw your last video. How'd you find that?
Good. So I'm pretty new to the whole like the debate
Mm.
that's happening right now. And I had a guy message me who just happened to be from the Gold Coast. I think he was 19 and he went to uni here. He wrote
Hmm.
an article about his problems with third wave feminism and how it's less about gender equality and more about female superiority.
Hmm.
And he said, "Can I come on the podcast?" And I don't think he expected me to reply, but I did. I was like, "Yeah, all right. If you want to do tomorrow, come around." So he came
Right.
around and we had a chat. And I think he's got some of the right ideas, but it's one of those things where it's such a fucking touchy subject that no one's ever gonna agree with everyone on every single
Uh-huh.
topic. But I mean, I feel like it's a never-ending rabbit hole. Like it's never going to be
Yeah.
fucking solved.
Absolutely. Well, we're even looking at fucking fourth wave feminism at the moment. If you want to
Oh,
look at intersectionality and feminism within racial ethnicities. So you've got like black feminism. It's a
is it
fucking mind fuck, mate.
splintering that much now? Has it gone
Oh
that?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
They have fucked themselves to the point of no return. It's like they are just so keen and on segregating groups and identities that is just it's morphed into this crazy shit where it's like black feminism, they'll complain about white feminists and their privilege of being able to speak about feminist rights from a white perspective and not be inclusive of black
Fuck me.
oppression.
So
Yeah.
everyone. It's just eating itself up at this point.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
It is. And then you've got like trans feminism as well. So,
on earth? Are
oh
you
no
for real?
shit. Yeah, no shit.
Trans feminism.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you have like issues of oh shit. Like transitioning from being, how you're looked at in a dating pool and stuff. So like females who are not trans have more privilege in the dating game because, you know,
Actually, females.
exactly, because they've never had a dick. And,
Because
some guys might have a problem with that.
oh wow, this has triggered the fuck out of me. Maybe
Mind
I'm a
blown.
fourth wave feminist at this point because I'm fucking Jesus. Are you? I can't believe that. What's next? What's
Telling
fifth
you, man.
wave feminism?
I don't know. I
Um,
have no fucking clue.
Give it 6 months and we'll fucking find out because it's happening so fast, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, it really is. And it's like I said, the more we point out the differences in people and segregate each other based on racial identities and bullshit like it's sexuality, it's just and then you start getting like universities that want to segregate black and white students with like black only dorms and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and black only graduation ceremonies.
No. My issue with it all, like I have, I can totally understand that there's issues on both sides for all people. Trans, fucking
Mm.
you name it. Everyone's got a fucking issue, and it probably all equals out eventually, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're never all going to be solved, but like, what is behind it all? What is actually? There's got to be like it's not people aren't just behaving like this. There's got to be something that's fueling it, and I don't know
Mhm.
whether it's the TV media, whether they're trying to like fuel this, race riots and
Mhm.
everything else. because I remember hearing someone else say to me, they're like, they were arguing that there's more murders, there's more this, there's more that, there's more gun violence. And technically in America, gun violence is down. It's maybe we're just getting reported that this stuff's happening more and more. What if we're only getting reported that, you know, cops are shooting black people when statistically maybe it isn't that way? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, it's like an, like Alex Jones would say, but it really is like an information war where.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, the whole CNN shtick at the moment, like the fake news shit. Like, did you see post the recent London attacks, how they orchestrated the group of Muslims who are protesting for.
They've been doing this for years, and I would suggest anyone to go out and have a look and just type in CNN Gulf War fake news. Type that into YouTube now. Basically, they were busted, caught out faking, like reporters that were in the Gulf at the time when we were going into war with Iraq. They were faking, I think it was like chemical, like gas attacks or something like that, and acting them out on TV. Like the journalists are just acting out this to basically stir up the American public into war. And they sort of had to admit that there was, the American government were hiring actors to play, you know, this young girl who sort of, I forget who she was testifying in front of, but she was testifying that, you know, the baddies were putting, fuck, I don't know anything about this, but I'm trying to make sense, but I can't. But they were putting like children in incubators, and I just don't listen to the news. It's just so fucking.
No, this is where YouTube's taking over, man.
Yeah, and everyone's got their own take on everything, which means you don't have to be force-fed an opinion from one side. You are free to have as many opinions as you want, and that's awesome.
Thrown at you, make up your own mind. That's right. Yeah. Sarah Adamantine, Tits, since you hate reading sloppy compliments, I hate you. I think I hate you too. And oh, here we go. I knew this was going to fucking happen. Toad, hey Tits, when is the stream going to start? It's getting late here. Yes, okay. I got trolled so hard on that stream with you and Bering.
I know. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, but then the stream cut out, and then there's about a few minutes of me going, hello, 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 like the cringiest motherfucker on planet Earth.
Really? Did that get recorded?
Yeah, and it feels like it's a representation of my mental health. Just somebody, anyone, listen.
You were sick, though. We should mention you were sick, quite sick when you did that stream with Bering.
Yeah, my bones hurt. That's how cringy it fucking was.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's been bad. There's so many people I know who's copped the flu around this time.
Yeah. I don't know. What is that, swine flu?
Swine flu, maybe. Kangaroo flu or koala AIDS. Call it CAIDS.
CAIDS. I like that.
If you ever have the time, check out this YouTube channel called Galactic Bubble Productions. Yeah. It's our friend Byro. He's an animator from the States, and he does heaps of like stuff with Bering. And then we were doing a stream, and we were talking about how Pence came down here. Do you remember when he did the tour? Yeah.
Oh, Mikey boy.
Mikey boy, yep. And you know, every fucking it seems like every politician that comes down here, they get to hug a fucking koala. It's like the thing. And then we were talking about how you know, koalas have, I think it's actually herpes or something.
Yeah, they do. They have AIDS. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's actually herpes, but at the time I said AIDS just for hilarity.
Yeah.
And
AIDS is a funny word. It's not a funny. I'd hate to have fucking AIDS, but
no shit. Yeah.
Something about just saying AIDS that sort of gives me an erection.
But it's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? It's like AIDS sort of sounds like help, like you're getting aid, but you're not fucking getting aid when you get AIDS.
No. Oh, I shouldn't have laughed at that. Anyway, that's the interesting thing, though. Like with the koalas and that, they, you know, like they're supposed to be high all the time from the eucalyptus trees, but they're also like, if they were to attack you, they would fuck you up. Absolutely,
they would fuck you up.
The claws, and like kangaroos, they go and always, you know, they go feed kangaroos, but a kangaroo, like they're not their two front hands because they're like just they're twigs. Like I look at, they look like my cock, just thin and snakeable. Then you've got the legs where apparently they're able to just like there's so much power in their back legs they're able to like rip you out from like the chest down and basically just rip everything from the inside out.
I love talking about this stuff with with Americans and stuff when I get on streams. Like they're always focusing on the poison. Oh, sorry, the venomous creatures that inhabit Australia, like snakes and spiders and all of that. And that's all good and fun. But you come across a cassowary or a fucking an emu.
Fuck that.
And yeah, their claws are designed for disemboweling. Like just one swipe across your midsection and out your intestines pop all over the fucking place.
We have an animal called the porcupine, which is just this fucking animal that's made of thorns, basically. It's just like you can't touch it. It will fuck you up. But in saying that, like we get a lot of shit for having all these deadly animals, yet in my life, I don't know about you, but in my lifetime, I've hardly had any interaction with them. When I was in America, I had more of an interaction with the snake that I saw than in Australia. I was like, what?
Really?
Well, yeah.
What snake was it?
I'm not Steve Irwin, I don't know, but I was walking and I was like, I was going hiking with a friend and she walked past and then I saw that there was a snake like that she'd walked past and I was like, fuck that. I'm not going near that thing. She's like, you're Australian. Come on, you can do it. I was like, nah. It was the most terrifying thing for me to walk past this snake. Yet in Australia, I didn't give a fuck. I'd just be like,
yeah,
snake.
And I know these fuckers are out there. Like I saw was a news article last Christmas about someone who lives literally in my fucking suburb who found a tiger snake wrapped around their Christmas tree.
Oh. Have you heard about the ones coming up through like the toilet?
Oh, get fucked. That's this is more like conspiracy shit, isn't it?
No, that's true. There was like there's some weird like because one of the scariest looking snakes in Australia, I think it's a carpet python, but it's absolutely harmless. Same with a huntsman spider. Like if you see a huntsman spider, it looks like the most terrifying venomous thing in the world, and it's not. They can't do anything. Like they're not poisonous at all. So that's sort of Australia in a nutshell. Like even with our swearing and we sound vulgar and that, we're harmless. We're really harmless. We're just rusty on the outside, but deep on the inside, we're just beautiful metal that
little teddy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be more worried about the small spiders. Like, do you get whitetails up in the Gold Coast?
I don't know. I don't know.
They're fucked up. Not. They get there's been cases of people who have to amputate their legs from being bitten on the toe.
Can I just tell you about a story, just while I remember it? There was a guy in Queensland, which is where I live, that tried to fuck a crocodile while he was methed out.
That's fucking awesome. What happened? Tell me the crocodile. An
actual crocodile, like a big one. I'm gonna read out the
It's awesome.
Thing. Here you go. This is from the Cairns Post. This is the title. Meth binge, croc sex, death tale, just croc of fake news. Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Oh,
it was fake news? Oh, no.
The claim was that a man was on a meth binge, died while trying to have sex with a saltwater croc. Look, that one may be fake news, but don't put it past Australians that hasn't already fucking happened. And it just wasn't reported on.
I'm so devastated. I wanted that to be real.
Would you watch it if there was a video of it that came out? Would you look at it?
Of course, I'd watch it. How could you not? How could you not? That's just like once in a lifetime shit to be captured on camera. I know. Well, there was a non-fake news one recently because I did a video on it of this teenage boy. He was trying to impress a English backpacker chick, and so he was pissed, and I think he had like a couple bags of goon, he said, and he said, I'll go wrestle a crocodile if you go on a movie date with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, and the croc attacked him in front of the British chick, and yeah, a couple of bags of goon though. Like for any Americans that are watching that don't know what goon is wine, very very cheap wine, like basically the scraps of actual bottled wine, and we put it into sort of a, what would you call it? Like it's like
aluminum foil
aluminum
bag.
foil bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's super cheap because in Australia with our wine, because we produce so much wine, the tax on it's so low. So you can basically buy, how much is in a goon bag? Do you know? A couple of liters.
Yeah, I think so. It's got to be at least 2 liters. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 liters of wine for like $8. So, you know, it's sort of a drink of choice for teenagers and homeless people. You know.
Yeah, the for the dole bludgers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone through a stage where I was maybe 18, 19 and just used to drink the shit out of it just to get fucked up.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a fucking Goon of Fortune, a game?
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to explain that? Because the Americans will love that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if you have a clothes hanging line, you know, one of those ones that spin in your backyard. Yeah, you get a, you know, goon bag and you attach it with a peg to, you know, a spot on the line, and basically you just, you know, you push the line and make it swing around as fast as you can, and then everyone stands in a circle around the the washing line, and whoever the goon bag lands on, you have to take a swig, and it's good.
It's a lot harder than it sounds. I remember playing it for the first time, and it was actually, yeah, it's easier said than done.
Don't we look like the biggest bunch of Aussie bogans though playing Goon of Fortune?
Great game, yeah, it's a great game, especially when you're like 15.
Oh yeah, yeah. And did everyone simultaneously yell at goon something?
Yeah. There's always some cunt that just couldn't handle it that much, and it ended up fucking.
Oh fucking hell. So what else have we got? Oh yeah, I was watching your last video, and I noticed you always wear these shirts with holes in them. What's the deal with that? Is it a style?
Dress shirt. Yeah, it is a style, all right. And I'll get defensive on it.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't choose the styles, all right? You've got cunts like fucking Kanye West that are choosing this shit. Now, if that leads me to get a fucking root, which on times it has.
Get fucked.
Yeah, for some reason, girls that are 22, my age, don't mind a fucking de-stressed shirt and ripped fucking jeans. So, at the risk of being called a faggot by blokes, I will happily wear a distressed shirt in front of women in the chance of actually getting my cock squat on. So, yeah, I'm all about it. But you know,
that's in. Is that in? Because I fucking
apparently
missed that.
it's in. If fucking H&M sell it, which I'll shop at H&M because I can't afford to shop. We have a shop here called Culture Kings, and if you shop at Culture Kings, you have no fucking culture. It's the swaggiest fucking shit. But so I go to I'm like budget 99-cent store Culture Kings, which is H&M, and yeah. So whatever they sell, I'll just fucking wear that.
There you go. Fucking the distressed look.
Someone just commented, I never realized how gay the words distressed shirt sounds.
You want to see one, mate? That's interesting. I've got an echo there. Is that coming from you or?
Yeah, it probably is coming from me. Is that
okay?
better?
Yeah, it is better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna research this distressed look, and it's what do you call it? Success rate in getting chicks to bone you. Because I don't know if I buy this one. It's not like in the 90s when grunge was a thing.
It's not. I remember going to the train station the other day, and the guy that was working at the train station said to me, "Did you buy that shirt?" I was like, "Oh fuck, you're messing with the wrong cunt today, mate." I didn't say that, but I was like, "Yeah, I did buy the shirt." And he's like, "I hope you got half price on it." And I was like, "Well," I said the same thing I said to you. I didn't fucking choose the fashion. This is what's right now. So it's the only shit that I could buy off the shelf. So it looks a lot better than your fucking train shirt. Back to work, give me my ticket. But,
it's like we're going back to grunge. So
you know what? If you want me to be totally honest, I haven't been laid in fucking either of the shirts. I'm just trying to justify it. I'm a fucking loser. I just need to come to terms with it.
Fucking hell. So maybe you're giving off more of a hobo vibe than a Kanye West.
A hobo or a homo? I don't know.
You could be getting the double whammy, mate.
Yeah, a homeless homosexual. That's my
With Cades.
yeah. With what? With Cades? Yeah.
The koala.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't know why I wrote that down as a point on my list of shit to talk about.
The distress shirts. Oh,
the distress shirt is literally a topic.
let's move the fuck on. Let's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So we've done holes in your shirt. Yeah. So I watched about half of that. The interview with Nick. So he's a bit of a conspiracy guy, isn't he?
A little bit. I mean, I am way further down the rabbit hole. He said he believed that Bush did 9/11, which I don't necessarily, as a meme, yeah, it's funny, but I mean, that guy was dumb as dog shit. He definitely didn't do it himself, but there's definitely, whether it's 9/11 or anything, there's criminal and corrupt parts of every government. You're never going to change it. So you've got to take everything that happens in the world, I think, with skepticism and, you know, sometimes what we're told is never always the full story.
Right. Are you a fake moon kind of a guy?
Moon? Oh, see, I think we got into that with Bearing a little bit on that podcast.
You did.
I don't really subscribe to any theory, but what fascinates me the most is what the possibilities could be about anything. And I think with the 9/11 one, at least, there's definitely, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's just something not right about that day. We'll never know, though.
I see. I guess I'm oblivious to this. The 9/11 conspiracy theories. So, like, what are some of them?
It goes like there's so many out there, which is part of the problem. And I suppose it helps because it will always mean that it is a conspiracy, I guess. But what's the craziest? The craziest one I've heard is that there was no planes at all that went into the towers on that day, that they were just bombs that went off with CGI planes put in. Yeah. I don't necessarily believe that the flat earth did 9/11.
Fucking hell.
Oh, we've pissed someone off, a 9/11 truther. I'm out.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, that's a shame though, because, you know, wouldn't want to have anyone have a different opinion to what you have. But
9/11 was done the same year Bill Clinton left office, so there's that.
Pardon?
Someone said 9/11 was done the same year Bill Clinton left office, so there's that.
Oh, well, Bill Clinton, that's another rabbit hole. Bill Clinton, that guy. I don't know how I feel about
shady, isn't he?
He looks sick as. He looks like he does have something from messing around a little bit too much, but
something sexual.
Did you ever see like people, like there's compilation videos on YouTube of people going to like where Bill Clinton is making speeches and just yelling out Bill Clinton's a rapist?
Yes.
There's some real theories behind that. I haven't looked into that. But yeah, and the Clinton body count, there's a lot of like suspicious deaths that have all happened to people that have been connected to the Clinton family. I mean, these are all just fucking...
Sorry, go on.
These are all just conspiracies, but, you know, we'll never know.
Crazy shit about the child sex ring?
Oh, without a doubt, that stuff's happening, whether it be in Hollywood or...
That's fucked up.
In Washington or any sort of... I would suppose secret society, churches, stuff like that. Like, you look at the Catholic Church at the moment, fucking dead. Like, if you can't fucking look at that as a whole and go, this is more than just a coincidence. I'm not talking about Pizzagate. I'm talking about like the Catholic Church at the moment, especially in Australia. The head of the church here in Australia was covering it all up and got put out. Yeah, Cardinal Pell.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's something just weird about that, but I don't know, then that's another fucking...
Yeah, you think they would have fixed this shit like a while back now if they realized that priests were fucking little boys a little bit too much. Maybe they, you know, could bend the rules on marriage perhaps, or...
But then again, it does, you know, there's people that say the same things happen in other religions, like forced marriages. with Muslims and underage marriages and shit like that. Like, it's all just a fucking. Someone commented Jeffrey Epstein. Check that guy out. That was a billionaire that used to have a plane that'd go to this weird island, and Bill Clinton had gone on that plane with him a bunch of times, and maybe Bill Cosby did 9/11. Bill Cosby did everything. Oh yeah, and someone just commented here. They just broke up a gay drugged orgy in the Vatican. Yeah, so a bunch of priests were involved in this weird drugged up orgy. So I don't know. They're doing weird fucking shit, and it seems to be all imploding at the moment.
Vatican police break up gay orgy at apartment. Drug fueled gay orgy.
Yeah, could you imagine walking into that? Imagine being a copper walking into the Vatican and seeing that. Fuck me.
Oh, fucking hell. They were like tied up and they're fucking doing heroin and shit.
Yeah, fuck me. And going to mass the next day.
Yeah. Do they still do that thing where they whip themselves for penance?
Oh, I don't know. See, I don't know. Yeah. I know about a lot of theories, but I just don't know enough about every one of them that I'm really not qualified to comment on fucking anything. But just the discussion is always.
See, I always thought that whipping thing was kind of like a insight into their sick, masochistic kind of way of thinking. Like they like to be hit and punished, and punish me. I'm a bad Vatican priest.
Yeah, I'm a bad man. What do you think about this? Is what I was thinking before. You know how they used to have like corporal punishment, like when you'd in schools and stuff like that, they'd give you a smack on the I didn't grow up with it, but I'm pretty sure my mum said that in her time they used to do that. What do you think of that? Because I think that's a crazy time in history. It never happened today.
No. So like in school and stuff, when they used to smack you across the hand with a ruler.
Yeah. And surely there'd be one or two teachers at the school that would fucking dish it out harder than.
Oh yeah, abuse power. There's always going to be those ones, aren't there? I don't know. So I suppose it doesn't have a place in today's society. It's not really acceptable. At the same time, when I'm walking through the supermarket and I see fucking kids running riot, fucking giving me the shits, I wish that you could still give them a little backhand.
Well, I suppose that's another argument. That's up to parents and what they do. But
instead of
yeah, someone said they had that when they was at a Catholic school. I don't know if it just happened at Catholic schools or if it was everywhere, but
a paddling.
Yeah, have you just seen that on The Simpsons? That's a paddling.
Oh, which episode was that? I'm trying to think. The paddling. Was it the the one where Homer joins the stonemasons?
No, but that's another great one. The stone cutters.
Stone cutters, sorry.
Freemasons and the stone cutters.
Yeah, sorry. I merged them there together.
That's a great song too.
Oh,
what do they say? Who rigs every Oscar night?
Yeah, we do. And the stone at the end that they attach when they see the birthmark and he's already got the stone of shame attached to his neck.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, remove the stone of shame, woohoo, and attach the stone of triumph. It's like 3 times the size. Yeah,
that's right. But they're sort of making fun of something that is, they're obviously exaggerating it, but these weird sort of society, I mean, they're not weird, but they're weird because I'm not in it, so I don't understand it. But they do some weird like ritualistic stuff like that. That's just doesn't make any sense to anyone that doesn't. Who keeps the metric system down? We do.
Yeah. That's kind of like fraternity sort of secret
hazing and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't think we have that in Australia, but I mean, Americans would understand that a bit more than me.
We don't have like fraternities and sororities. That's not a thing here. Some of the rituals look hilarious. Like, what do you call it? How they have to apply to get into fraternities, and then they make them do all this weird shit and blindfold them and
Yeah, make them wear distressed t-shirts, shit like that.
Stick shit up their ass. Distressed t-shirts.
Distressed t-shirts with shit up your ass.
Yeah.
You're in the club now, kiddo.
Yeah. Amy Schumer, thoughts?
Oh, Amy Schumer.
Uh-huh.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
you're going to be nice, aren't you?
before it became sort of a fashionable thing for everyone to dislike her, because that's what I thought. So I was like, why does everyone dislike her? Because I didn't even know much about her at all. I'd watched some of her comedy, and I was sort of like at the start, I was like it's not my thing, but you know, I admire the fact that she's happy to just talk shit. I don't know. I just like vulgar humor, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But
I think she needed to be more diverse with the vulgarity, though, because it's still. I've watched that Netflix series,
oh,
and
it's the worst.
oh my gosh, it's like an hour and a half of her just talking about her cunt.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems to be like I remember seeing her years ago before that, just on some YouTube video of her performing at a comedy club when she was younger, and I thought, because it was a heckling video. It was someone heckling her, and she sort of
spazzed out, didn't she?
Spazzed out, and it wasn't bad. I was like, good for her. But no one knew her back then. I watched that. I didn't watch the whole thing. Because there was all that controversy around people giving it a 1 star and whatnot. So I was like, I wonder who is Amy Schumer really? What is the show? And I watched about 5 minutes of it, and I actually, I would never say, I don't like saying this about comedians, because in the sense that comedy is subjective. Something that you might find funny, someone else may not think that's funny at all. It's like music. But yeah, I think there's something that just didn't sit right with me about it. And I mean, have you seen the compilation videos of the jokes that she stole?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So is that either like, is she stealing them, knowing them? Or the other thing that most people don't understand is that in Hollywood, once you become that big, like if you're an Ellen or a Jon Stewart and stuff like that, you don't write your jokes anymore. Like you can come up with a concept, and then you sit at a table with, like Ellen has like 15 writers or something like that. She sits at a table with every day, and everyone writes the jokes together. So there's a theory that that's what was happening to her, and that there were writers suggesting things that they'd already heard
recycled
before. She didn't do the research, which is her own fault. She probably should have done that. But
yeah.
Who's your favorite comedian?
That's a tough one.
Or just some that you like. I don't know. It's hard. I like Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr. I used to.
Louis C.K.'s great.
I mean, I still like fucking the name's gone over my head now. Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries, yeah. What does Baring think of Jim Jeffries?
I think he still likes him too. I think he's gone a little bit libtard at the moment. Yeah. But I still think he's funny.
Yeah, I think it's just that's what I suppose is fashionable on Comedy Central right now. And I think I said it on Baring's thing, but I know that Jim's been hustling for years upon years upon years and working, in the worst of the worst places to finally get to, I suppose, for any sort of entertainer, that mecca of Hollywood. And then Hollywood just seems at this moment to be in this real libtard fucking area that, I mean, he's just playing the game. You got to do it.
Yeah, well, hopefully he still maintains his vulgarity and his willingness to say shocking, provocative shit.
He has said some pretty shocking shit on that on his show. I don't know if you saw the episode where he's talking about like Bill Cosby and sort of the talent to like convicted ratio or something like that. Like how there's like Woody Allen who like married, I don't know the exact story, but married or got with his
the pedophilia
his daughter, and how that was okay. And then I don't know. It was pretty fucking out there because he was just alleging all this shit that legally would be a nightmare for the fucking lawyers at Comedy Central.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who else was there fucking Timey Kangaroo Down sport recently?
Oh,
Ralphie.
Ralph.
What the hell happened with him? He got convicted, didn't he?
I don't know the full story, but
I don't know either.
Ooh, that's
Like, I'm so old. I don't know how that's going to work.
I think it's about Steve Hughes. Someone just brought up Steve Hughes there. He's an Aussie guy, and he's really someone that I suppose the media in general has always overlooked, because I don't think he fits any sort of mainstream narrative, but he's a fantastic comedian. You should look into him. It's just all common sense stuff that he says.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's I love Will Ferrell. I know he's not really a stand-up comic or anything anymore, but I love his
shit. I mean, he's sort of, but you know, is it going to be like? No, I don't think so. You'd hate to see him go down that thing where it's like he was really cool, and then it's sort of like an Adam Sandler thing where it just sort of.
What happened to Adam Sandler? He became, I guess, he became a family man. He became very family oriented.
I mean, I think like he got some deal with Netflix for like millions of dollars to make, I don't know, it might have been 6 films or something like that.
Oh yeah, one of them was like that that Western.
Yeah, the Western one he did, and then he did Sandy Wexler, which was about a Hollywood agent. And you know, right now I think Adam Sandler in his own head, he's done. He's played the game long enough. He's made his money. Now he's just cashing out on the Netflix thing, and
you can't blame him.
Move away.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's this bloopers reel on YouTube called Epic Will Ferrell Bloopers. And have you seen Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that is so funny.
I could watch that over and over and over and over, and I still piss myself laughing at the the bit where the two guys are staring each other down, and you got Will Ferrell in the middle with his glasses and his white wig on, and he's just freestyling about how he's having sex with his wife, and he's like, I turned the heating up so it's hot and sweaty. And then my young son Gabriel walks in, and my wife's like, no, and I'm like, no, let the boy watch. Oh my God!
Now they stay relatively straight faced. Like that's got to take some. It's almost like they know that they've known the cunt for so long that they know where it's going. Who you got? Jimmy Carr, George Carlin, Steve Hughes, Ross Noble. I agree. They're definitely up there for me. George Carlin, I love George Carlin.
I'm not aware of his work too much. Maybe if I see his face.
He's like this old, well, I mean, he's been doing it for ages, but sort of towards the end of his career before he died, he just became a fucking absolute anti-government, just like, if he was around today with all this fucking, like what's going on now with society and social justice warriors and stuff like that, I would love, I would end my own life just to hear what he would have to say about it
now.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
That's fucking right. Have you seen some of these CNN memes going around?
Oh yeah, man! How crazy is that Trump retweeted like one of those memes that the 15-year-old kid made? Like that's the president. That's fucking excellent.
No shit. I can't believe CNN's like, oh, we're gonna dox you and stuff.
We're gonna dox him. Fucking
15-year-old boy. What did they? Seriously, what did they think was going to happen? Like by making this into a huge deal. Of course, this is the internet is the land of the trolls. Like you show one hint of weakness, and people will attack.
Because they are the definition of a snowflake. I mean, the president just tweeted something out that was so ridiculous that everyone retweeted and everyone liked because they all thought this is insanity.
Yeah,
and they just didn't have any balls. They couldn't deal with it. And they just need to harden the fuck up. But, I think it would be an incredible thing to see. Imagine in the rest of Trump's presidency, if it keeps going the way that it's going, if CNN actually implode. Would you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Because there was a thing, I watched a documentary on Netflix about, did you ever hear of Gawker Media? They were like a media company.
I did. Remind me though.
They released Hulk Hogan's sex tape, which is fucking great. Go watch it. If you want to fucking pump one out in a
wait. What era of Hulk Hogan? Because I don't know if I can.
Well, Hulk Hogan had just broke up with his wife at the time, and the story goes that he was having sex with his best friend's wife while his best friend recorded it because his best friend sort of got off on that. I
Got
think
off
his
on it,
name
right?
was Bubba the Love Sponge, and he had like a yeah, he was an ex-wrestler that had a radio show or something like that. Anyway, someone gave the tape to Gorka and they published it
Probably.
sort of
That's
without
awesome.
consent.
Mhm.
And
Was it though? Was it? Was it really without consent?
no, well, what it all turned out to be was the guy that funded Hulk Hogan's case was a guy called, I think it's Peter Thiel, who was one of the co-creators of PayPal and now just this massive Silicon Valley like empire.
Hmm.
And he basically, like maybe 10 years earlier, he Gorka posted that they knew that he was gay and they had all this evidence for it and basically
Right.
outed him, I think. So he had like this personal vendetta against them, and the only way that he could get back at them was through funding Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan won the trial because they just had unlimited money to spend, and Gorka didn't. And basically, Gorka went bankrupt and yeah,
That's it.
imploded. So
Shit. I know CNN's bitching about their viewership at the moment. Apparently, their views are down and they're
I think
copping it.
I don't know if this is just a me, but I read it before in the chat, but I'd also seen somewhere that like Bill Cosby reruns, the Cosby Show reruns, are getting some higher ratings than primetime CNN.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but
That'd be awesome. Fucking hell. So, are you're focusing more on your sort of podcast stuff these days, in like more of documentary sort of style than your skits?
yeah. I mean, I'll always do skits, but right now I'm just trying something different. I'm really enjoying, I don't know, just as like me as a 22-year-old as opposed to an 18-year-old when I first sort of got into this. Is different. I mean, I'm similar to you where there's just so much shit going on in society that it just sends me crazy. And I think maybe I'm better off fueling that energy into, you know, the corrupt media and what's going on in the world into my comedy as opposed to trying to fucking be funny for no reason, if you get what I mean.
That's fun. I did enjoy some of your like your Cunny character skits, like you know, Cunny runs for president and stuff. So I saw you kind of like tapping into political sort of issues every now and then.
Yeah, I was always interested in it, but then I just sort of had to make a decision to go, well, all right, I you know, I can still be funny and talk about fucked up shit and sort of comment on it in a funny way while getting a point over it. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I like. Especially with the kind of channels that are in, I'm going to say the word community, skeptics, TM. You know, it's all very serious business because, you know, these are topics that quite frankly piss people off. So the way I know me and Bearing like to do it is we like to put more of a comedic spin on it, and sometimes it makes it slightly more bearable to watch. Bearable. But I think comedy can work really well with you know, pointing out there's sort of just things that are, you know, piss you off, like social justice and politics. And
yeah, it just translates better. And the thing that I'm loving about doing what I do now is it starts a conversation, and I would say I'm a free speech absolutist. Like I 100% believe that everyone is in their right to say whatever the fuck they want.
yeah,
absolutely. Feelings and emotions and getting offended has no effect in reality to what happens in your normal life. People are still going to serve you at the shops. You're still going to be able, you know, it's this false, like this feeling. It's an ego thing where everyone feels like, you know, they can't be. I don't even know how to explain it because it just fucking makes me so angry. But, you know, I'm more than happy to, you know, I would rather, this is the way that I've always viewed it. I don't like deleting comments. I never really delete comments. I'm someone I would rather I would fight for someone's right to call me a fucking unfunny piece of shit, desperate, try-hard, attention-seeking cunt
Mm-hmm.
than I would for them to not say it. I want everyone to be able to say that, if you get what I mean. I think that's you need
absolutely.
that, because common sense will always fucking prevail. We're going down the wrong track.
That's right. I always advocate this notion of just excuse me, I'm going to sound really Australian, but fucking harden the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, someone trying to attack you, it's only as good as you allow it to be against you. If you don't give a fuck, and this applies to so many things like racism, and people will come at me saying, oh yeah, but things with racism, it's like just tied in this historical ties and stuff like. So when the fuck does it happen that we stop, like we just fucking stop living in the past and move on, and like if it doesn't offend you, then it has no power.
No, and the thing is that words, I think Australians using the word cunt as just a case study is sort of, like in America, when I've lived there and said and said cunt, like it often triggers, not triggers, but they don't take it in the same way. And obviously we have to always explain that we use it as a term of endearment, but humans give words intentions. Cunt doesn't. Cunt is a word. It's a sound. It's a sound that comes out of your fucking mouth, right? We're the ones that give it the connotation of what it is. And, I may be using it in a different connotation to how you receive it. But at the end of the day, like you just said, harden the fuck up. Get out of everyone else's business. Mind your own shit. Love yourself, because once you love yourself, you're never going to have to fucking worry about what anyone else thinks of you, and move the fuck along.
Yes, I mean, I feel like it's like something you learn after not being in high school anymore. Like, just if because my friends, they especially guys, right? You poke each other, you try and wind each other up because it's fucking funny, and the more you react to it, the more like they get off on it and continue to do it. But then when you all of a sudden when you start not giving a fuck, they realize that their efforts are just futile and they get bored.
Yeah. What do you think of I don't even think I got to speak to Barian about this, but what do you think of Milo Yiannopoulos?
I still love him.
Yeah, you're a fan.
I think he's gone a bit extra flamboyant homo.
He definitely has upped it. I don't know if you
upped it a notch. Yeah.
Did you see him getting the video of him getting lipo
in his ass?
I don't know if it was in his ass.
No, it was in his ass.
He was getting lipo in his ass.
Maybe it wasn't lipo, but I think he was getting ass restructuring.
Oh, you're fucking joking.
No, and then I tweeted it out. I said, I guess having a hot ass is a valuable commodity in the homosexual community.
In Hollywood, it is for sure.
So I know he did that. It wouldn't surprise me if he's had lipo. I was I know Bering's in agreement with me on this. I kind of miss the English dapper gentleman Milo.
Yeah, I think it got the message. I think didn't just get the message across better, but it seemed to trigger more people because it was such a, he was a provocateur, but in such a
refined, because
of the accent, it was so royal and it just fucked people off so much.
Yeah.
But either way, like, when you sit down and you listen to what he's got to say, because I remember seeing him for the first time. Someone sent me a link to a video. And it was him, I think it was a comedian, and then like a first wave feminist. And I had no idea about any of this, and I watched it, and
wasn't that Kate Smurf?
Don't remember the name, but
oh god, she's a self-proclaimed comedian.
No, is that the lesbian one?
She probably is a lesbian. She looks like one.
I don't know. But
she's such an unfunny cunt. It's unbearable to watch.
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I think do you think like he's really pushed this to where it is the conversation? Do you think he's been the most, I don't know if influential is the right word, but someone that pushed it to a mainstream,
successful provocateur?
Yeah, everyone's talking about it now.
Conversation start. I think it's healthy. I think he challenges this whole sort of sensitive, shut down certain types of speech because they're dangerous sort of mentality. And I think that's healthy. I think people should get used to that more. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of dialogue. You should embrace it. And even if you would strongly disagree with ideas, they're just ideas. And you know, ideas should be open to debate.
Ideas are not reality either. That was the biggest thing that someone said to me, like, just chill the fuck out. It's not changing your reality. But
yeah, I'm kind of annoyed. I tried to buy his book yesterday, but they're not shipping it outside of the US.
I'm such a lazy cunt that I'm just gonna have to download the fucking audio version when it comes out.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something I still like a book. There's something about hardback books that I still like holding it. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a lazy cunt too.
No, I hate reading books, and I think that's because, like, I mean, I like reading articles and that, but a whole book. One, I think it's because my attention span, my attention span is shot.
Yeah.
But, I think it had something to do with being in school and being forced to read
shit that you didn't want to read.
No, I'd read the synopsis and then go online and find like a summary of each chapter, and then, you know, write my assignment on that. But yeah, it felt like in my childhood, it felt like it was a forced thing. So now I probably still attach that emotion to reading.
Yeah, I was kind of like that. I was shocking at English. I got a bit of echo again.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. I never did that well with English, but I did. You know, when you reach high school, you can pick electives, and I chose literature, and I did really well with literature. I just didn't. Yeah, but English, it's just some of the shit they forced me to read is boring. Did you do well at English?
So I just read someone say Adderall. I'm like, I like Adderall. Hey, thanks. Someone just said they subscribed to my channel. I need it.
Oh, yeah.
I was in high school towards the end. I was I didn't really care. I just sat and slept during the only class that I liked was history. I didn't mind religion class. Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, but I didn't do like, I went to a religious school, but you could choose between doing like religion class where you'd color in the fucking Easter bunny, and I'm talking about that, those were the assignments you had to do in like grade 12, or you could go and do study of religion where you'd go and read all the different, you know, scriptures from all different religions and do assignments on that. And, you know.
That's pretty cool. We didn't have that option when I was in school.
I enjoyed it because it just helped me learn more about it. Like, I don't necessarily subscribe to any religion, but I look at it like any sort of mythology, like you know,
well, it's still fascinating, isn't it? I mean, religion has basically shaped history, but
whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
so it's good to understand why it shaped history and what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, that, you know, I went to a what the fuck was it? See, I never get these mixed Christian religions down. It's not Presbyterian. It was Anglican, I think. Anglican, whatever the fuck that means. But we had chapel every 2 weeks, and we had to sit through that, and then we did a religious education, you know, parts of like year 7 and 8. And I have this distinct memory of the RE teacher. He made us do a debate on whether God was real or not, and I was on the negative team. And I loved debate back then, so I took this shit seriously. And I kind of triggered him a little bit at how the points I was bringing up, and I was like, so it was almost like I was convincing the classroom that God was bullshit. And from then on, he hated me. Every opportunity to tell me off, he always, like, he was gunning for me. It's your fucking fault. Why'd set up a debate about God being real or not?
What a fucking triggering debate for people.
No shit. And you put me on, then what do you want me to just like half-ass it and not try?
You know what I like doing? I like playing devil's advocate as well. Like, I'll often debate for, like, if someone believes something that even I might agree with, I'll go, I just love probably the idea of just triggering someone and going, well, you know, playing the other side for them just to see how they argue their point, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
We always need a devil's advocate in everything.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the awesome thing about debate was as well as like you never got to choose what side you were arguing for. I guess it's kind of like being a lawyer as well, isn't it? You may not completely agree with what you're arguing for, but your job is to put forward the best case and convince people.
Josh Wade, an average yobbo who acts out online. You fucking hit the nail on the head there, Merlock. Congratulations. You're fucking spot on.
There's a few of us those. So what else do I have written here? Oh, yeah, because I was watching your last podcast thing and you were touching on female sport. And
oh, yeah. Yeah, can you explain that to me? Can you? I don't know if you know more about it, but like from what I hear, like in Hollywood and you know, sport and stuff. Well, sport one I can understand because I had someone explain that to me. They're like, look, if Serena Williams gets paid like a considerably amount less than say the top male tennis player, that's just because not the same amount of people watch it, which means there's less views on the ads, which means the advertiser plays less to the thing. You know, it all trickles down. And I'm like, well, fair enough, but what is it with Hollywood? Like Hollywood in
particular. I see. It comes down to a couple of things, doesn't it? See, one, if it's coming down to women's women are, I don't think, I mean, we've not really been in the workforce as long as, like, men have had a lot of practice being competitive in the workforce. And I think they're just also naturally more forceful, like give it down, you know, down to testosterone, whatever. But women are a lot more passive and don't want to stir shit, like don't want to cause, you know, a friction. So I think that also makes us crap at, not crap, but, you know, not as good as men when it comes to voicing what we feel we're worth and negotiating pay.
But in general in Hollywood, like it's not, you know, it's not the actor that's doing the bidding. It's normally the agent, and, you know, the agent's most likely a male.
True, but wouldn't the agents come back to the actor and say, this is what they're willing to pay you?
Yeah, and you've got to say yes or no, but, you know, eventually it reaches a point where if you don't say yes at some point, they're going to go, nah, we'll get someone else that'll do it for less.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this is the thing. So you get, one is women are less likely to argue and cause a fuss about what they believe they're worth. And the second thing is, it's like going to buy a car, right? I would never go buy a car without bearing, because I just know, if people, if especially businesses, and they're fucking businesses, okay? So this is how the world works. If a business feels they can get the best deal possible, even by the means of exploiting the fact that they know you're a bit of a weak cunt and won't argue a price, you can't really blame them because they're a business.
No.
So you've got a history of women being not very good negotiators and willing to accept a lesser pay than maybe they feel that they're worth, just for the sake of, you know, keeping things non-hostile or whatnot, or not starting any drama. And so businesses know this, so they take advantage of it. So I don't know. It's a bit of it's a double-edged sword thing. So women have to learn how to become better negotiators.
Yeah, but I just think that in general, because I know I've got mates that probably couldn't negotiate for shit. I remember I couldn't. I remember doing a job once before I was doing comedy. I was fixing computers, and it might have been my first or second job as doing it. And I might have been 17 or 18, probably 17. It was just my first little business. And I spent like 4 hours fixing some lady's like printer and computer and getting her Wi-Fi system all set up and shit like that at her home. Some old woman. And I never named my price. And she said, oh, will $50 do? And I was just like, yeah, I guess. And I remember getting in the car. My mum picked me up. And I was just ropeable. I was like, she gave me fucking $50. What the fuck's this all about? And my mum just looked at me. She's like, well, bad luck. Name your price next time. Like, if you don't name your price, then people will always look for the best deal for themselves. And you know, that's totally okay. Wouldn't fight that.
Yeah. So maybe we're looking at a case where the tides are turning a little bit here. So, I mean, I know it applies to a lot of things. Look at women do better at school now, up until the point where women have children. Women are actually earning more than men. So, you know, a lot of people would argue that this whole feminist, you know, conception of women being held down by the patriarchy and are still oppressed is actually coming to a turn, where women are starting to do better than men in a lot of places.
And when it fully does get that way, you know, when it is fully equal on all levels, 100%, when no one can have any argument anymore, like it's almost like it is slowly getting to that point now where,
well, you see, feminism becomes ridiculous, isn't it? They reach for ridiculous things to show how women are oppressed. You know, like being whistled at.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if the people would argue that it's different for me because I'm a male and I've never understood it. But if someone called me a hot cunt, then fuck me. I'd be fine for the rest of the week. My mental health problems would totally disappear.
You'd be walking
I wouldn't
on
have to
cloud
wear
nine.
distressed t-shirts anymore, and everyone would be happy.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting, isn't it? And that's another one is conviction rates. So like sentencing of men and women in regards to committing the same crime, and it's definitely clear to see that it's much more harsh towards men. They always get harsher sentences.
Yeah, you know, I saw something interesting on the weekend. I was out and might have been about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. It was a full moon as well, so everyone's fucking absolutely, you know.
This is another conspiracy.
Yeah, well, no, like statistically, when there's
pull
a
of the
full moon,
tides,
there's
like
more, you know, more problems with the police. You know, the emergency wards get fuller quicker. Like, you know, I don't know. But that's apparently the statistics. I don't know. I haven't checked this out myself. I'm just trying to like use statistics to back up my own narrative.
Heard something like, because you know the adult body is like composed of
Water,
60% water, and the tides and the moon pulls the water.
Yeah. Who knows though? Like, just because the water in my body is going a bit crazy doesn't mean I become a fucking loose cunt.
Yeah, you might just need to piss.
Like, where's the correlation there? I need that evidence. But
yeah,
I did see this. Walked out of this hotel and there was this chick. Maybe they look like two 20-year-olds, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm guessing having a fight about something, and they were just going at it. And then I like looked at my friend Connor. I'm like, stop! Like, what's going on here? Yeah. And she just fucking swung out, got him in the jaw, and I'm thinking, oh no, I hope it doesn't. I hope they both don't go at it. And they did. They both went at it. But she was definitely getting into him quite a bit. It was quite impressive to watch.
This is the statistics within domestic violence that gets completely ignored. Well, you know, mostly it's news fucking outlets. They don't talk about it. That the fact that in a lot of domestic violence cases, the woman has been an aggressor as well.
We're human beings. I don't think it has anything to do with sex. When you're in a fight with someone and someone hits you or you hit them, like we're not sitting around worrying about cocks and vaginas at that point, all right? Yeah. Like, it's life and death. We're not worried about the wage gap when someone's just punched us in the face. So, yeah, I think there's probably a problem with that there. But I was interested to see what the cops did. And the cops just walked over because the cops were right there, which was that was funny enough as it is, because they were just drinking coffee and they slowly strolled over the road, almost like, you know, it's the 500th time they've dealt with something like that on that night. And they just pulled them apart. They sat them aside, and it seemed like pretty, you know, like they were treating them equally, which was interesting. I was guessing they would have just ripped the male away and.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is another thing that's touchy, isn't it? See, I know men are physically stronger than women, but if a woman is coming at a guy with all of her fucking might and like trying to physically damage him, really fuck him up, isn't it sort of okay for the male to defend himself?
Well, look, in my own eyes, if a woman was fucking getting into me, I'd really just, this has nothing to do with sex or anything like that. I'd just take it and just be like, look, you're a fucking psychopath. Nothing to do with your sexuality. You know, you're a fucking psychopath. Whether that's a male or female, I'm just not personally someone that's physically an aggressor. But I did hear Whoopi Goldberg. This is one. Whoopi Goldberg said something about.
Oh, it was on The View.
Yeah. She was talking about women and saying, like, look, if you're the one that starts a fight, then you need to understand that in most cases, men are more stronger than a woman, and you can't complain. You know, you can't complain when, you know, when there's a reaction and you get hurt as well. I mean, I'm just repeating what she's saying. I'm not necessarily saying that I subscribe to that.
Yeah, it was coming down to that bullshit, that fucking feminist rhetoric of teach men not to hit women. And then she came back with, you know, well, no, teach men and women not to hit each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. It has that's what I was saying. I don't watch. Oh well, look, I must watch The View if I watched it, but yeah, it was on.
No, YouTube clip.
It was a YouTube clip because it was obviously everyone was fucked off that Whoopi Goldberg said that, and I was just like, Whoopi Goldberg said something. Fuck yeah, I haven't heard of her since the 80s. But it's obviously a fucking thing where no one should hit anyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's like also comes down to the triggering of the all lives matter in you know, contestation of the Black Lives Matter. It's like, well, doesn't all lives matter? But then and then you get the SJWs come in with the whole no, but look at the past, look at the oppression, like oppression point.
No. If we're fighting for equality, then that's hypocrisy manifest.
Exactly. Oh my God. This is another thing. Have you seen, did you hear about the politician in Australia recently who breastfed in Parliament?
He or she?
She.
I don't know what world
that was kind of sexist of you.
Yeah.
Assuming
was it a trans breastfeeding in Parliament?
Oh, true. No, it was a woman, and she brought her baby in, and she was breastfeeding while giving her speech in Parliament, and it became this big news thing about, oh, good on you, girl. Like, yeah, we should allow more of that shit to happen. Personally, I don't know. I don't think it's professional. Like, same thing if a guy even brought his kid in and was feeding just from a bottle and stuff, I'd be like, no.
Look, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. It's not something that needs to be fucking celebrated, and it's not something that needs to be talked about, really. Like, I mean, if for some reason, you know, she couldn't get her kid into childcare or, you know, something like that, and she just had no other choice but to bring it thing, and then
she's a politician. She's a well-paid
fucking baby. Then, yeah, I know, but look, I don't know what the circumstances were that day. Why the fuck does it need to be a story in general? Like, we do know that, like, the world is fucking imploding right now. We're bombing the fuck out of all these countries. We've got terrorists everywhere. Like, I don't know. It just seems like it's like reporting on a human taking a shit at work. It happens.
Well, the funny thing about this story is that Snoop Dogg retweeted about it. On Facebook, he did a Facebook post about it.
What did Snoop Dogg say about it?
Right,
I need to know.
Hang on. Let me open this article. Snoop Dogg gives confusing shout out to Larissa Waters for breastfeeding in Parliament. That's the headline.
What did he say? Deal.
Where's the post? Are you kidding? He's put a message saying y'all seen this ? That's it. That's it. How is that a shout out?
No, yeah, he could be totally like thinking that's fucking whack, you know, fucked up, weird.
No shit.
I don't know, like if I was stoned and I saw that, then I'd probably retweet and go, yo, like what do you think of this?
Yeah, maybe he's just impressed at the titty. It seems more likely from Snoop. He's gone a bit off the rails recently, hasn't he? What did he change his name to? Lion?
Snoop Lion, yeah, had a spiritual awakening. I don't know. I think like he legally changed his name to that, and then I was like, was your name legally Snoop Dogg before that? Like, what is? A lot of them actually do change their name legally to like their stage name because it means that no one else can own it. Like you can't have Sony or anyone else say that you're. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers do it in the WWE and stuff like that. They
Really?
change their actual name to their stage name, so then it means they can go. You know, if they stop working for one company, they can also go somewhere else and
Oh yeah, makes
and
sense.
work somewhere else. That yeah, and then someone just commented. Then he made reggae music. Did you ever listen to that?
I didn't know. Was it any good?
There was one song that I think I listened to out of novelty because I might have been like 17 and just started smoking weed. So I thought, oh yeah, like I'd never listened to reggae. I felt like I was some fucking cultured fucking dickwit. But
You fucking culturally appropriating Jamaicans.
oh yeah, I better not listen to that. I better not enjoy it because it comes from another culture. But yeah.
Yeah. What was where were you going with that? You were you listened
I
to
don't know.
you were listening
Don't
to
smoke weed because that's what happens to your head. You just get a sentence halfway out and think that wearing a distressed t-shirt is
don't smoke too much weed.
yeah,
Just a little.
just a little.
Just a little. There's this new topic which I'm thinking of doing a video on next. It's about oh god, you know those Real Housewife cunts in Australia?
The Real Housewives of Melbourne or whatever.
Of Melbourne in particular, yeah. And there's that one barrister chick who looks like a transsexual.
I haven't watched that show. I'm too busy watching The View, apparently.
No, well that's fine. I think I'm echoing a bit there again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I
right.
fucking lost my headphones and I can't put them in, so it's probably picking up what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
To the mic.
Oh, that's a bit better now. But you know, she was on the project recently, and there's just this article recently about how apparently women in high positions, high corporate positions, who expose their breast cleavage are seen as more powerful and domineering. So
how are these studies made?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. So, but then to counter that, the same night I read an article about how like chicks who work at Hooters and stuff, like how it could be affecting, mentally destroying them.
No, you know what? It has nothing to do with what they're wearing at Hooters. It's the fact that they're working at Hooters.
Hooters,
I don't think it has anything to do with tits.
No. So yeah, I'm probably doing that for a video.
They're serving deep fried frozen food. That would fuck anyone up after a while.
Yeah, but it was interesting to me, isn't it? Because so they're all for women in high corporate, you know, successful positions to get their tits out to be domineering and you know, powerful, but not the waitress who's working minimum wage, you know, paying for college, whatever. No, that's oppressive.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've been to a few strip clubs in my life, and
Or just a few.
I mean, if anyone's the fucking ones that's in charge, it's the ones that are naked on stage.
Oh, no,
I can't even get my phone out. Yeah, there's you know, they're the bosses.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's a play on this female privilege thing, and I don't know, feminists are very anti using your sexuality as a woman as a privilege. I don't know. It's like, well, are men gonna stop being using their physical advantage in sports to be more successful? That's a terrible thing to say. It reduces women down to
such a never-ending rabbit hole, and it is fascinating to hear both sides of the argument as well. I'm always interested to hear it, whether I agree with, you know, whatever. It just seems like this is never going to be solved.
No. Oh well, just before we wrap it up, Chad, I've got a very special reaction coming for you. I'm going to show Josh some feminist art. If you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen me post this recently, and I can't show it on live stream, obviously, because it'll get flagged, because it's just fucked beyond comprehension. But you will hear as I show it to him. It's got, and I'll even put a link for you in the description when the stream ends. But it consists of a naked unicorn chick, a woman who's painted her cunt blue. Yeah, she takes a piss in the middle of the desert, and then some weird gimp guy shows up with a 4-inch cock.
That's me. Do you mind giving me 2 seconds? Because I just gotta piss my pants, and then I'll come back and watch it.
Not a problem.
Right, 2 secs.
Cringe warning. How's it going, chat? With the feet again. Someone's going to have to explain this lamp coming on lamp thing. I feel like you're trying to objectify me. Feet again. This is becoming a common theme. What if you don't know? Maybe I've got like gangrenous fucking hobbit feet. Maybe they're fucked. Is dick size that important? Oh, I'm going to be the cunt here and say kind of. Girth, maybe. But yeah. You could just get a dildo if it's not working for you.
All right, I'm back.
Did you just come back in?
I'm back and I'm empty.
Okay. Did you hear what the last thing I said was just something in the chat was you could get a dildo if it's not working for you.
Oh.
Someone asked me if dick size is really a big important thing to women.
Is it?
And I had to be that cunt to say kind of a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Like whenever women go, oh, it's not what do they say? What's the common thing? It's not the size of
it's the width.
It's how
the
you
girth. Well, that's how you use it.
Yeah, and I think, well, nah, actually, come on.
Well, if you've got not much to use with, it kind of affects how you use it.
Yeah, you can't really use a pen that's got no ink in it for very long, can you? So.
No shit. Good analogy.
All right, let's watch some fucked up.
Yeah, okay, all right. So
Blue pussy piss.
Blue pussy piss. Now this, it goes for a while, so I may skim through it a little bit.
Okay, yep.
And we'll just go for 5 minutes. So is that playing for you now?
Yep.
Okay.
What on earth? There was a lady in like, what the fuck?
Was that shit? That was donkey shit on the ground.
Who knows at this point? This has nothing to do with feminism and everything to do with mental health issues.
No shit. This is almost like your documentary in Nimbin.
Oh, that's got to be shit.
That is shit.
It's like borderline scat porn. So,
she spat on the shit
on it, so it's got to be. That's like saying 2 girls, 1 cup is like feminist art.
She fell, dickhead.
I wish everyone could see this right now.
I know. I will post the link, chat, so you can check it out yourself. But she's running with her pants down, holding flowers, and she keeps falling over. Yeah. Okay, we've got to cut. Oh.
And now she's pissing. Jesus fucking Christ.
with the unicorn with the massive bush in the background.
What the fuck? And then she just spat on her piss. What are the cars in the background driving past thinking?
I don't fucking know. I'm trying to invoke some artistic insight into watching this, and I can't for the life of me figure out what the fuck is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're obviously not like artistic reviewers of any sort, but I struggle to figure out what the fuck they're seeing. Like, imagine looking at it from a professional point of view and not from, you know, us. You know, we really don't know anything, but there's just
I love the editing here too. The editing is very edgy. So they've done a split screen
is the word they would use.
Contemporary. Yeah.
She just keeps tripping over. Take your pants off. If you're going to run naked, take your fucking pants off, you dickhead. Oh, fuck.
Gee. She's kicking the shit in the top right-hand corner.
Do you know where this is from?
I think someone said it was Brazil.
Yeah, it looks like Brazil.
Yeah.
And now she's the gash.
Screaming. Yeah, there's the gash. There's the spread eagle shot. And but the blue dye though.
She's going to spit on the piss again, surely.
No, she's run out of spit. She's dehydrated from all the running.
She had one of those extra absorbance tampons, which just seemed to suck everything out. It's like a fucking ShamWow.
Yeah,
what? A naked male dwarf.
Oh, that's loud in my ear. Okay, so there's a guy has just joined these two chicks, and he's got his pants down as well and his cock out.
They've just done a close-up on the cock, which is... they've needed to because it's that fucking small.
It is small, right? I wasn't even being a bitch. Oh! God. The gash. I want to know what they're saying. I think maybe if I knew what they were saying...
So are you saying that this is... like, how did you know this is feminist art?
Because someone sent it to me.
Oh.
I posted another piece of feminist art recently. It was just a bunch of circle, like, have you ever seen The Human Centipede or heard of it?
I watched a little bit of it, but like maybe like only 10 minutes, and then I remember falling asleep. Like I was really tired. It wasn't because the movie was shit, but.
Well, you know the general theme of them being like attached to each other's asses, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So it was a circle of people. They were like licking each other's assholes out, and there's a person in the background with a canvas painting it, and like people standing around, like, you know, holding their chins, like thinking. And so that was feminist art. And then someone sent that to me, and then someone else said, "Oh, you think that's fucked? Have a look at this."
It looks like it's been funded by people as well. Like,
oh yes, that was the other thing. It was government funded. So
yeah, or even if it's not government funded, it's obviously looks like there's some people that support it. I just
support it.
You know, if you want to do feminist art, that's fine. I'm all for, you know, being able to put out whatever the fuck you want, but that was not anything.
No. Yeah, it's warped.
Well, now I've got something to look at later on tonight.
Just show your mates.
Yeah, definitely. It's going on the big screen, that's for sure.
Next podcast.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining me, Josh. It was good fun.
No worries. I hope I didn't annoy anyone with wasn't being a 9/11 truther. I was just talking about it, but seemed to hit the wrong nerve on one bloke. So.
Well,
sorry about discussing that one.
But if you, I recommend you go check out Josh's channel. He's got some really good stuff on there. Yeah, I think you'll like it. Go check him out. Go subscribe. Thanks for joining us. I'll catch you later. See ya.